Milan, I want to ask you because several people are in fact now putting out information that these trains have always been extremely overcrowded. Any word from the Railway Ministry on what really could have gone wrong here, given that this is a collision that we are reporting on of not just one or two but three trains? So seriously, there could be in fact some amount of human error also possibly in all of this, isn't it?
Well, yes, Sneha. See, when the collision of such scale and level happens, there are inquiries that are set up at various, levels by the rail board there. And certainly what is currently that should be looked at also is the role of human error, definitely, but also the fact that the alert systems of Kavach were working or deployed not on these trains, because the Railways Ministry's effort has been to subvert these kind of collisions, but that has not happened at this moment. And whether or not these trains had a Kavach technology that was supposed to be installed in a lot of trains in India, especially the routes from Howrah and Delhi, Howrah and other routes as well. And at the moment, of course, what we know, the Railway Ministry has also constituted a high-level inquiry panel on this. Of course, safety board, the safety chairman is also going to be part of this particular panel, but several names have still not been revealed. This is what we also heard from the rail minister. However, a lot of layers and levels of inquiry will need to be done, because it's not just two train collisions, but the third goods train also that happened to be there at almost the same time when the first derailment happened.
You know, Milan, questions are now being raised about the safety system. Give us more details about what really is being said about the Kavach here in the Indian Railways and how it is supposed to prevent train accidents, and what really happened in this particular case.
Well, the committee that was being formed earlier in, the report that has also been submitted by the Radha Mohan Singh-led parliamentary committee had said that, to reduce train accidents, there should be installation of the Kavach technology on the nation's rail network. But that's what. So the question surrounding whether this particular rail network had already seen a Kavach installation, there have been several meetings on this, and a budget of about 272.30 crore has been put in line for the installation of this safety technology. Of course, the safety of India and the standards of railways, as you see, there is a lot of crowd in the trains. People are still dependent heavily on the rail network. This happens to be a vacation time where a lot of people travel by rail routes, has to be assessed. And of course, what I can tell you is that the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Railways recently in December 2022 had expressed their satisfaction with the development of homegrown Kavach, but doesn't really point to the kind of havoc that we are seeing right now, the unfortunate visuals, and whether this Kavach system was installed on these routes and whether these routes were part of the 34,000 kilometer rail route will also need to be assessed, and a lot has to be answered by the rail minister at this moment.
Yes, undoubtedly some serious answering that the Railways Ministry has to do, including political demands of his resignation. That is what the opposition have in fact been saying. Milan, we've been hearing it from authorities, and many of them have spoken about the fact that the actual numbers of both the injured and the dead could actually be way higher, given that right now the list with them is of people who had in fact reserved seats. But in these trains, particularly the Coromandel Express, and we have visuals also that are being put out by several people of serious overcrowding that takes place. In that sense, what we are reporting right now could actually just be an underestimate. Milan.
Certainly, Sneha, the death toll that is coming forward has already reached about 300 as we speak, even as NDRF rescue operations are trying to take out the people. What we know from the Odisha government's preliminary report is that there is one particular bogie that the NDRF was finding very difficult to even cut into, because they are not sure of how many people were stuck inside. And as far as the death toll is concerned, yes, it could go up to as high as 500 as well. We don't want to speculate at this moment, but this is the kind of information that we are getting in from our railway sources. And of course, the level to which the derailment has happened and the overcrowding, at least in the general bogies of the railways, is always something that is overlooked, because, as I said, this is a vacation season. A lot of people travel in reserved seats. They also traveled in unreserved seats, whether it was checked whether the train was overcrowded. These days, we do not even see a ticket, the TT as we call, roaming around in the entire rail network. And a lot of layers of questions will be needed to answer by the railways, and a thorough investigation report perhaps will be awaited from the railway ministry on this.
Yes, a thorough investigation is awaited from the railway ministry, even as we are putting out these pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is in fact taking stock of the situation. Milan, the Prime Minister also is going to be at the site of the accident today.